Today, you're connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. Welcome to a new week. This is Newsbreak for Monday, September 19th. I'm Brad Locke. Going to look at some news, sports, and weather. Let's start with your weather underground forecast. For today, partly cloudy skies, high of 91, low of 65, a 10% chance of rain. And the 3-day outlook, Tuesday, we're going to have clear skies, high of 93, low of 65, 10% chance of rain. Wednesday, clear skies again, high of 93, low of 68, 0% chance of rain. And on Thursday, once again, clear skies, high of 91, low of 68, 0% chance of rain. Okay, let's take a look now at some of your headlines from the Daily Journal and djournal.com. Getting students to and from school safely is always a big concern for parents, and it's a concern for the Tupelo Public School District as well. It's a team effort when it comes to traffic safety in school zones. Between the Tupelo Police Department and TPSD's Department of School Security, traffic is monitored during drop-off and pickup. Students are assisted as they cross busy streets, and school zone restrictions are enforced. Not every school has a police officer present during drop-off and pickup, but a crossing guard is always present at each school during those times. Officials say most traffic issues occur at the beginning of the school year, particularly at transition schools like Tupelo Middle and Tupelo High. And construction of a classroom addition at TMS has also caused some traffic issues this year. One of TPSD's strategies for traffic safety is to keep parents and students informed, and the Tupelo Police Department also helps, focusing their patrol efforts on schools and areas with higher speed limits and wider roads. For the first time, the city has collected more than $20 million in sales tax revenue in a single fiscal year. During the current fiscal year, which ends September 30th, Tupelo has collected $20.1 million in sales tax revenue. During the 2014-15 fiscal year, Tupelo collected $18.7 million, which was in the neighborhood of where sales tax revenue had been for about the past 10 years. Mayor Jason Shelton credited local entrepreneurs for investing in new or existing ventures, and he also praised the Tupelo Convention and Visitors Bureau and the Parks of Recreation for marketing the city as a destination location for overnight tourists. Other aspects of the local economy also show strength. For instance, the assessed value of property within the city, as determined by the Lee County tax assessor, showed growth of 7.3%. Several cultures were celebrated Saturday in Tupelo. The aptly named Celebration of Cultures was held at the Orndun Museum. Japanese, Indian, Bahamian, Mexican, and Chickasaw cultures merged for a day of sharing food and cultural viewpoints. The event was hosted by Tupelo Parks and Recreation and returned after a 9-year hiatus. Shanta Jones, program director for Tupelo Parks and Rec, said she was inspired by a similar event held in Augusta, Georgia, where she saw multitudes of cultures gather for singing, dancing, and eating. Jones said she hopes to pique the curiosity of local residents and diminish stereotypes. Patrice Stone, who was originally from the Bahamas, said she feels it's important for cultures to blend together and learn from each other. She said it's important to be unified. If you don't learn from another's culture, you don't learn to appreciate it. All right, in sports, ACC football over the weekend, Ole Miss and Mississippi State just missed out on getting big wins. The Rebels saw a 3-touchdown lead evaporate, and a frantic rally in the fourth quarter fell short in a 48-43 loss to number 1 ranked Alabama. Ole Miss was looking to defeat the Crimson Tide for the third consecutive year, but Nick Saban's squad racked up 334 rushing yards and got touchdowns from its defense and special teams unit. The loss dropped Ole Miss to 1-2 on the year, and it fell 4 spots to number 23 in this week's Associated Press poll. The Rebels host Georgia this week. MSU, meanwhile, found itself down 20 points at LSU, and a late comeback effort wasn't enough in a 23-20 loss. Quarterback Damian Williams came off the bench to direct 2 late touchdown drives for the Bulldogs, but the Tigers got a defensive stop late to preserve the win. MSU, which dropped to 1-2, plays UMass in Foxborough, Massachusetts this week. And on the high school scene, reigning 6A champ Starkville suffered its first loss of the year, falling 20-10 to Meridian on Friday. Other notable results include Baldwin over Saltillo, 24-21, Pontotoc over North Pontotoc, 38-0, Calhoun City over Velma Jackson, 18-14, and Shannon over Okolona, 23-12. want to remind you of a couple of multimedia offerings we have here at the Daily Journal. Capitol View is a weekly webcast every Monday with Bobby Harrison, our Capitol Bureau Chief, and myself. You can watch it live around 2 p.m. at djournal.com or catch the replay later in the day as Bobby brings you up to date to what's happening with our state leaders in the legislature, and also the Memo podcast with myself and W. Derek Russell. You can find it 3 days a week, including a new episode dropping later today, every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Find it for free in iTunes, your podcast apps, or memo.djournal.com. All the stories I talked about today can be found in your Daily Journal or at djournal.com. Follow us on Twitter at djournalnow and give our Facebook page a like as well. That's it for today. We'll be back on Tuesday. See you then.